Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Uriel Mendez. I am a business advisor of the Province County Small Business Source. Welcome, everyone. Let me introduce the partner to collaborate in this webinar, Sunshine Enterprises. Let me introduce Juan Francisco, who is the business project manager of Sunshine Enterprises.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be here with you today. We're happy to share some information that will be hopefully very helpful for you and your business. So thank you for being here.
Going ahead into the next slide. Awesome. Before we jump into today's topic, I just wanted to take a quick moment and just talk about what the Cook County Small Business Program is. We're a real boots on the ground oriented program, and we go out to the communities within Cook County, urban and suburban neighborhoods, providing technical assistance to any available resources that there are, one-on-one general advising, also heavily leaning towards marketing with the expertise of our team and access to capital through training sessions or one-on-one sessions, kind of like what we're doing here today. If there's any questions or anything throughout the presentation today, feel free to drop your questions in the chat, or at the end of the session, we're gonna have a couple of minutes allotted to answering any questions that there may be. You can take it away, Juan.
Okay. Or financial specialist coming in. I think she got cut out. But I can start talking about a little bit about what we're presented today. As we mentioned, we're Sunshine Enterprises. We are a nonprofit organization in the Chicagoland area that works with entrepreneurs from underserved communities to help them develop their businesses and transform their side hustles into formal and strong businesses, sustainable businesses. Part of these efforts are our credit to capital program. We are divided into main sections. The first one is the CBA, which is the Community Business Academy, and the other part is the Business Acceleration Services. So the Community Business Academy basically is a 12-week program. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more with my CBA director after this presentation. But after you graduate from this, you get access to all these opportunities and programs for free. So I'm going to let Noel Curtis to continue this presentation. She is a former CBA student. She's an instructor and a coach now. She's also a minority business owner, and her areas of interest is she's in the beauty and personal care industry. She owns a salon, and she's also a consultant. She's working with us right now as a financial consultant, and she's also doing all sort of things around the opportunities that we have in Sunshine. She's great. She's amazing. She's into the development, software development, business to business, software as a service industry, agnostic. She is into real estate. She's into the development, investment, and acquisition. So, Noel, I see that you jumped back in. Can you speak?
Absolutely. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you for the introduction. I cannot lie. I am in my car. I'm a digital nomad today. My office is virtual, so I'm going to stay off the camera because there's a lot of traffic behind me. But thank you so much for the introduction. I apologize for hopping in late. Yes, I'd like to make the distinction that I'm an active entrepreneur because a lot of times people get information from individuals who do not have skin in the game. They're not doing anything as it relates to running a company. But I have been in the trenches. I'm still in the trenches with people. And so I'm happy to share expertise and definitely guide individuals through the access to capital process with us. So our program is pretty straightforward. We prepare entrepreneurs to acquire funding. And what that looks like is actually two parts. We have credit to capital, which is where we have a credit counselor who helps individuals really understand their personal credit score. I don't want anyone to be misled. If you are seeking funding for your company, your personal credit score is part of the process. It is the foundation that any lender is looking at. Your personal credit score will be pulled to make a decision to fund for your company. You are the personal guarantor for any loans that you are getting for your company. And so what our credit counselor does is they will walk with you through your current credit report and give you realistic strategies to rectify any issues on your credit report. And once you've completed that, then you'll be prepared to work with me on the access to capital. And what that is then I turn around and I look at the financials of your company. So your cash flow, your profit and loss, your balance sheet, and really help you understand how to articulate the current state of your company from a financial perspective. But then I also help you prepare for loan applications. And with that, we'll really identify the opportunity that you're seeking funding for, the amount of money that you're seeking funding for, and really help you articulate with persuasive writing and documentation the use of funds statement, which again, every lender is going to look for as well. The next slide. Okay, so again, with the credit to capital, you get one-on-one coaching with our credit advisor. And that's where we talk about your personal finances. So if you haven't gone through a budget, we'll help you establish a personal budget. If you haven't established a company budget, I'll help you establish that as well. And then we look at, based on our lender portfolio, we look at which programs would be best suited for your company, and we try to pair you with that. So the whole thing of making sure you're qualified is that we know what the lenders are looking for. So we're able to communicate that to you, take the time to get that loan package together before you go and create the application for them. And then you do have coaching along the way. So just because you get money, we want to make sure that you don't just go out and, all of a sudden you get this windfall of cash and you say you want to use it for X, Y, and Z, but when it actually arrives in your account, you decide to use it for ABC. We want to make sure that you're true to the use of funds that you're securing, and we help you with decision-making processes as well. So what does it look like to work with us in the application process? Here's just a checklist of information that you should have together. So you want to make sure that you have a business plan or a business canvas model or even an executive summary of your company, but you want to make sure it targets these first column of bullet points. So at least have a general description about your company, the mission and vision of your company. What do the day-to-day operations of your company look like? What is your marketing plan? Like, how do you plan on acquiring customers? What channels are marketing do you plan on using? Social media should not be the only thing in your marketing plan. If it is, stretch your plan. Who's part of your management team? If it's just you, that's great. But if you have a team behind you, you want to talk about that. And then be very clear about the product or service or both that your company is offering. And additionally, you want to make sure that you have some startup costs. So if you've already created your company and you've put money into it, those are startup costs. So you want to be keeping track of that. But if you are making projections into the future of things that you're going to need, you want to know what those could possibly look like, because You cannot run a company for free. There will be costs associated with it. So you need to at least have what you've put in it already identified. If you're currently active with your company, what have you generated so far in revenue and what have you generated in expenses? You want to know that. And then again, moving forward, what does the 2, 3, even 5 years look like for your company? And that's just the minimum as it relates to a business plan. Lenders will ask for a business plan. It's not unheard of. Then you want to look at your personal financial statement. So again, when you apply for funding for your company, your personal finances are in question. And this is because the lender wants to know, we're giving money to this company. The company might be a new company. What if the company is not able to generate the revenue that they say they can? How will we get our money back? Then it turns to the owner or whoever has fiduciary responsibility for your company. So if you are a partner, anyone who's 20% or more owner in your company would have to produce their personal financial statement. And what they're looking for there is, do you rent? Do you own? They really want to see the assets and liabilities of your household, and to identify that you either, one, have an additional source of income. So maybe you have a job as well, which is not unheard of. It's not a bad thing to have a job and you are still running your own company. But they want to make sure that you have done your personal taxes and that there's no debt out to like the government or anything like that. And then lastly, you want to look at a personal resume and some other supporting documentation. So again, now this is to the company. So they're going to look for your most recent profit and loss statement. They're going to look at your balance sheets. They're going to look at your tax returns. And that's if your company is at least a year old and you've had a year in business, then you should go and file your taxes. Now, if you are a sole proprietor that's converting into an entity formation, they're going to want to see your personal tax returns. And so you want to make sure that you're able to, again, clearly identify the funds that have been used towards either starting this company or having current activity within the company. And then your cash statement, we can look at this. We can help you. I air quote and pause carefully. If you have been tracking the financial expenditures of your company and the way revenue has been coming into your company, then we do have some templates that we can provide to you so that you can transfer that information into the system. But if you have not been doing it, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. So at bare minimum, you all should have at least a personal Excel sheet that you've been tracking this information with. If you have QuickBooks, as long as you set that QuickBooks account up correctly from the beginning. And by that, I mean, sometimes people just jump in and start sending invoices, but they don't go to the balance sheet and put their original bank accounts balance in there to see, how to reconcile statements correctly moving forward. So you want to make sure that you are being as up to date with the cash coming into and going out of your company as possible. And we can, again, provide you tools for that and kind of walk you through general understanding of where the information should be coming from and where it should be going within those statements. So, the Chicago Microequity Fund, it's now called the Community Microequity Fund, or CMEF for short. This is an extremely unique program. We have partnered with Greenwood Archer Capital, which is a CDFI, which is a community development funding institution. So they are technically a bank, but they have special mandate where they lend money back into the community. And the Community Microequity Fund is a 3-year program. It's a 3-year loan where you will receive EQ2 financing. And I'm going to break that EQ2 down. As you can see, it's equity equivalent financing. So it is a loan that is between $10,000 and $25,000. Now we have $5,000 on here because sometimes people will apply for 10 and then we get through their paperwork and realize that 5 would be sufficient. But it's a loan anywhere between $5,000, $10,000 to $25,000 that has a 0% interest for the first 2 years of the loan. There's no interest accruing. There's no payment that's due until year 3 of the loan. Now, if you get to year 3 and you've never made a payment, then there will be interest that starts to be added to the unpaid balance. But instead of taking equity out of your company, they put the money into your company and they allow the company the support that it needs to take that loan and start generating more revenue, right? So let's say the loan, you need to buy equipment, and that equipment would help you. Let's say you're a chef, that you need a major mixer or blender or something like that to increase your production of a specific dish that you have. If you can justify and clearly create that path of here I am at point A right now, but purchasing this equipment will get me to point B, and you're able to articulate that well, then the funding would be totally in line with what the program is dedicated to. So they don't take equity out of your company. They put the money in. There's no payment that's due for the first 2 years. There's no interest that's being accrued or anything like that. It's the most unique program I think I've ever come across in all of my 20 years of entrepreneurship. And we're really excited. There is an application process to that. And there's cohorts that go through with this. But even within this program, I don't know what's on the next slide. Let me see if it goes deep down. Okay, yeah. Here's some of the qualifications for that program. You can be a startup, but we do look for you to be at least 1 year in business. We look for your annual gross revenue to be at least $20,000. And the type of company presently is only for profit. And we look that you have been an actually established business. So have you registered for an entity, either an LLC or a partnership LLC or a corporation? And do you have your EIN number? We also look that you are a graduate of Sunshine, or there are some details that where that requirement can be passed by. So that's the end of my presentation. I know it's kind of quick, but hopefully you got some really useful information out of it. We are totally here for your support. If you have any questions, I'm open to them. How can you apply for the loan? So we have an orientation actually this week. There's one on Thursday, the 29th. Oh, goodness. It's the 29th. So the loan process, you have to come to the orientation because we want to make sure that you understand exactly what you're getting into. It's not just, oh, I'm going to take a loan and that's it. There's an orientation that you go to, and after you attend the orientation, then we release the pre-application to you, and then you have to attend some workshops. And I'm sorry, because I'm looking at my calendar to see our next day. It is tomorrow. It is tomorrow, Wednesday, the 29th at 6 p.m. Yeah, it's Wednesday the 6 p.m. I don't know if it's on our website. But I can get the link to you, Juan, so that you can get it to where we need to go. So
absolutely. We'll send more information about this and the other opportunities that we're going to be presenting today. Mm-hmm. There is another question here from RUM. Would the loan be taxable?
Taxable. So the loan does fall onto your balance sheet. It does not, to my understanding, it is not taxed when it's dispersed. No, you're not paying tax on a loan.
Then are there any grants available, or is this only for a loan?
The Community Microequity Fund is only a loan. But again, since it's essentially 2 years of you not paying it back, it feels like a grant, but you do have to start payment year 3. Yes, it is for startup businesses. So if you're less than 6 weeks I'm sorry, if you're less than 6 months old, as long as you have documentation, again, showing like, here's the startup expenses and things that I've done, and you have a clear path of activity, what funding would help you achieve, then that is definitely a realistic. That's what the program is geared towards, like new companies, startup companies, companies that haven't, as you can see, they haven't hit 25,000 or beyond in revenue right now, but they could have, like, so just because you're older than that, what it is that if you are less than 2 years old, you only qualify for 10,000. If you're over 2 years old with your company, then you would qualify to apply for 25,000. And afterwards, the interest is 3%. I see there's some questions popping in here. The interest is 3% that starts on there. Let's see. The orientation is at 6 o'clock. There is a Zoom link for that. It is recorded. So if you can't attend, as long as you've RSVP'd for the Zoom, I do send out the recording so that you can get full understanding of the presentation. And there is, let's see, the pre-application window. I think the deadline is April 14th. We just did a lot of updates. So yeah, that's all I have. Looks like that's all the questions, unless there's more.
We're going to be sending more information about this and on the other opportunities we're presenting today. And if you have more questions, you can always reply to that email with all of your questions, and I'll refer them to Noel.
Yep. Good luck, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of entrepreneurship. I say it all the time. It is not lonely at the top. There is so much room, and there is help if you are willing to learn and continue to grow. But good luck on your companies and your endeavors. I hope I can help you in the future. Thank you
so much, Noel. So continuing with this presentation, we're going to hear Sergio Anariba. He is the help desk manager, which is another program we have at Sunshine. So without further delay, Sergio, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Juan. And thank you everyone for taking your time for this, to hear us talk about some of our programs that we have at Sunshine, things we offer. Today, I'm going to be talking briefly about one of our newest programs, the Help Desk. I'm the Help Desk manager. So briefly, what the program is, I'm going to go over the process, the requirements, and if you have any questions, let me know. About the Help Desk. The Help Desk is a new referral program for the Community Business Academy CBA graduates. The Help Desk will match Sunshine clients with qualified and certified professional service providers to assist them with their business needs and challenges. Sunshine provides financial assistance up to $750 to help small business owners access to the services. Professional service include, but are not limited to, accounting, legal, marketing, website development, graphic design, printing, videography, photography, social media management. So some of the things that we as the Help Desk manager, the Help Desk offers in terms of, like, depending on the project that you're seeking, the needs that you have for your business. Next slide. Thank you, Juan. So here is the process and eligibility. So some of the things we ask, there's basically 3 things to qualify for the program. Is you must be a Community Business Academy graduate. Third, business must be in operation. And finally, the Help Desk is a project-based program. So clients should have a specific area of need they would like to address in order to improve or expand their business. Help Desk client process. So first things first, you would have to submit an application. Help Desk reviews the submission, and we will review your answers. Based on those answers, we will provide up to 3 qualified and certified professional service providers. And again, depending on the needs that you're asking, on the needs that you're requesting, or entirely the needs of your business, then like I said, we reviewed those questions, we reviewed those answers, and we'll make the introduction with qualified professional service. And from there, you start working with the PSP, the professional service provider. And then fourth, Help Desk we will do check-ins while you are working with a professional provider. kind of like just, make sure things are running smoothly. If there is any questions, any concerns, any comments, that will be a check-in between me and the professional provider and between you, the client. And finally, fifth, upon successful project completion, $750 will be paid toward the total cost of the project. So the $750 will go directly to the professional provider after the project is completed. Basically, this is it's brief. This is what entails of the process of the program of the help desk. If you have any questions, any comments, let me know.
Any questions, anyone? This is a pretty straightforward program. But as I mentioned, I will be sharing more information about this. I want to give some time to our CBA director, Nadia Lawi, to talk about the CBA.
Sure. So, hello, my name is Nadia Enriquez, and I'm the CBA director, so the Community Business Academy director. And I'm happy to share all of these wonderful resources that we have. I handle the program of the Academy, which is, we call it the gateway to all of these resources that are available for our graduates. So our Community Business Academy is a 12-week program in where we provide the fundamentals of how to run a business. So we go through different important topics, starting with the business idea, budget and credit. We have accounting, marketing, insurance, and a lot of other topics that are important to know. We get a lot of students that start our course and they have been in business for 20 years and they still, enjoy our course because they learn things that they never had a chance to learn in the past. Some other ones have just a business idea and they're like coming, from scratch, I say. So they go through the whole process of how to, get through that business ideation, to decide on a business idea that is profitable, right? And also, how to start from scratch. So we get, different students. Right now we are on our spring, we are giving our spring course in cohorts. Currently we have 7 cohorts. We offer 1 in Spanish as well. Our classes are online and some are hybrid. Even though we have classes online, there's always 1 week that is in person because we offer a day where we take professional headshots. And so you can use that as part of your materials for promotion in your business. So, and then the classes that are hybrid are usually 8 in online. And then there's also 4 that are in person. Most of those classes that are in person is a business simulation, which is a game that we do for people to play the role of a business owner, where they buy materials, they produce their products, they sell them to the market, and then they kind of follow up with their finances, right? So it's very interactive. It's an experiential classroom. And one of the things that we're proud of is that we actually encourage the development of a community of entrepreneurs. So the way the curriculum is developed is to allow participation from the students and for them to connect with each other. So then they support each other once they graduate. And obviously we want to, BAS does a wonderful job to encourage that community of entrepreneurs. And then they do offer workshops and all the resources that they offer to encourage and develop further those groups of entrepreneurs that we have. And then I just want to mention, currently we have 1,330 graduates of our academy. And
Nadia, you got muted. I don't know how.
Okay. I hope I didn't talk for too long, muted. I was just saying that BAS does a wonderful job encouraging that community of entrepreneurs to stick together, support each other, and that's why they're continuously developing new resources to support the needs of our entrepreneurs. And just to finish, I just want to say that we are currently in session for our spring cohort, and our next cohort starts at the end of August. As I said, it's a 12-week cohort, but we do 1 week of orientation, which is actually in class. So the total commitment, let's say, is 13 weeks. And so we're here to support you. And if you're interested, make sure to reach us at recruitment@sunshineenterprises.com, or you can check our website.
Nadia, can you comment real quick on the cost of the program?
Sure. So right now we have a special promotion that is $99 for the whole cohort, which is 12 weeks. And that's because we want to make sure that we provide some help right now that the inflation is so high. So it's $99, and you just need to pay $25 deposit to be able to save your spot. We also offer scholarships and financial aid for those that qualify. So we don't want the cost of the class to be an obstacle to take the class.
Thank you, Nadia. Is there any other questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and ask your question.
Is there an age group that attends this program, or does the age group range? I mean, is there a minimum age that could attend? Tell me a little bit about that.
Sure. So our course is for older than 18 at this moment. So, and it actually goes from 18 to, if you have a business and you're 80 years old, we'll support you. And in fact, one thing that I think that, and I'm very proud of it, is that we kind of tackle whatever needs the student has. So we have some clients that are more challenged in the computer part. And so we actually sometimes do what we call an in-person pod. So we can have somebody from our staff help this person with a computer. We do recommend for people that are challenged in terms of their computer skills to take a course in advance, but sometimes they just need a little training and practice, and then they're able to go on their own. So we try to accommodate, different needs that our clients have. And again, one thing is that our market is marginalized communities. So we understand a lot of the obstacles that our target market has, especially we have a lot of low-income people. So, the access to a computer, it's something that sometimes it's an obstacle. And so we offer a loaner program where we provide a Chromebook and a hotspot so they can use it to join the class.
Very cool.
Gabriela, you have a question? Feel free to unmute yourself. Oh, she's asking about the requirements, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the program requirements, if any.
Right. So in general, you have to, have an idea of a business to enter in the, to take the course. Why? Because really the curriculum is made so you practice or you do your homework on activities that are related to your business. So you're going to be working on your numbers. So if you come and you don't have a business idea, well, you're going to be kind of like, in the air. So we do recommend, so at least, come up with an idea that, maybe you go through the course and at the end you decide to change it because maybe you figured out it's not profitable. So, but that would be one of the requirements. The other requirement is that you commit to the class. We are non-for-profit, so we offer this at a very discounted price. I mean, the value of a course like this is $3,000. And so we offer it at $99. And as I said, we sometimes offer it at zero cost for those that qualify. So we just ask that you commit to it, because there will be some homework, and that you attend to the classes, so you can graduate. The other requirement is to, once you, if you're interested, you fill out an inquiry form. Then you go to an info session that is a presentation about the class, which is an hour. And then the other requirement is to pay the $25 to secure your spot.
And there is another question. If you can talk a little bit more about the curriculum, and if there is anything related to financial literacy.
Right. So during week 3, we go over credit and budget. And during that time, we actually have a guest speaker that comes and talks about how to improve your credit. And also, and then they actually offer a program that is a 12-month program that you can sign up for free, and they will, coach you and help you to improve your credit. And then according to our numbers and statistic, all of the people that have gone through that particular program do achieve, to improve their credit in that a time of 12 months. The other thing is that on week 11, we talk about finance. We actually invite our partners from the CIBC Bank, which is a community bank. And they talk about, like the requirements of when you want to request a loan. And then they also have a special program for graduates of the CBA, so they can request a loan. And their requirements are much less strict than other banks like Chase Bank.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention that in regards to the financial literacy, we also have an exercise. It's amazing. It's really fun. It's a business simulation. It's very didactic. And I mean, through the whole CBA, indirectly or directly, you work your numbers towards the different subjects that the CBA is touching in any topic. For example, marketing. Then there are things that you're going to consider that in your costs, and so and so. But yeah, definitely there's a lot of financial points that you're touching all along the way. There is another question here about do you also offer pitch lessons and exercises?
So we have, well, actually BAS, which is the program where Juan and Sergio work at. They offer a pitch competition, and they, and then you can provide more information about that one. But the process is open for graduates of our CBA Academy. And once they submit the application, they provide, they reduce the amount of applicants to a selective group of students, and they are provided with coaching on how to do your pitch. Now, part of in our CBA, we do have a little bit of training and coaching on how to do your pitch. It's like what we call the elevator pitch, which is like a 30 to 60 second pitch. And we also have a competition within our academy to see who has the best elevator pitch within their cohort. And just so you know, the max amount of students that we have in our cohort is 21. So, there's a lot of chances of winning that prize. And usually they're like, the prize is a gift card. And then they range between, $50 to $100, $150, depending on the challenge. We have several challenges throughout those 12 weeks. And then what I would like to add is that, yes, a lot of people ask, well, I already have a business, I'm doing good. Do I have to take the CBA? And then we say yes, because sometimes there's some things that maybe you didn't have a chance to go through. And as I said, is the gateway that we need to, or that students need to have in order to access the rest of the resources that our other programs offer. Any other questions?
I'm a little confused about the CBA versus your program. Are those two different programs, and how, I'm just, if you could clarify that for me.
Of course. So we have, let's say in essence, we have three programs. The CBA, which is the Community Business Academy, is the first one. Then we have BAS, which is Business Acceleration Services. And those are for graduates of our academy. So they go from one program into the other. And then the last one is the access to or credit to capital, which is what Noel was presenting on. So it's kind of like progressive, right? So, you know, we make sure that you have the fundamentals of how to run your business. Then you go into Business Acceleration Services, in which they provide an action plan of, you know, once you took the class, it's like, okay, what is your next step? If you have been already in business, maybe your next step is to, you know, you want to improve sales. Okay, so let's concentrate on that. And then they will give you coaching on those specific items that you want to concentrate on. And of course, that decision is made between the instructor and yourself, right? But they will provide you guidance on the things that they think you should be working on to be able to grow your business. Sorry about that.
And,
Go ahead,
and
Lily.
how long does each program, what's the time frame for each, for like the beginners, intermediate, and then the final program? What's the time frame for those programs?
Right. So our cohort is 12 weeks. And then if you include orientation, is 13 weeks. After you graduate, BAS actually offers what they call a 90-day coaching that you can register right after you come out of our academy. And that provides, and then Juan is just putting it in the chat, that provides a one-on-one coaching with a business coach. And so that's the time where you can go and analyze your action plan and say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. If it's a new business or you haven't even started your business, your next step would be, okay, am I ready to register my business, right? And let me just mention something important. The CBA, at the end of the course, you or the cohort, you end up with an executive summary. An executive summary is, it contains kind of like the basic things of your business. What is your business? What's the product? Who is in the structure, the organizational structure of your business? How do you plan on funding your business? Who is your customer? And then, we actually put a lot of emphasis on really defining who your customer is. How do you plan on doing your marketing? And then how do you see yourself in the next, 1 to 3 years or 5, right? So that's what you end up having at the end of the course. And that is what is, I call it, it's the draft. So you can do your business plan. Now, your business plan, one of the differences, well, it's a little bit more elaborated. There's more narration, but it has financial forecasts. So that's really what banks are looking for in terms of, trying to see, it's one of the qualifications to get a loan. So, the CBA is kind of like the initial, course that you take. Then as you go on into BAS, it actually depends, they offer different resources that would help you, develop your business and establish it if you haven't established it, or scale it, right? But it also depends on, the determination that the student has. We offer the resources, but, it's up to you to, take on the resources and opportunities that we offer. And I would say some people take our course and then, they don't follow up with BAS, with Business Acceleration Services, because they're not ready. And then, 2 years later, they come back and they call, Juan and say, Juan, you know what, I hadn't had a chance to establish my business, but now I just registered it. Can you guys help me? And then Juan and then their team will accommodate, those needs, and then start kind of the process of, okay, so you should talk to one of our coaches, you should do this workshop, and then start the process at that time. So pretty much once you graduate, you become part of our Sunshine family. So we pretty much support you through the whole life of your business. And then I don't know, Juan, I don't know if you want to provide the example of Mrs. Pete's, the oatmeal, not the oatmeal, she has granola.
Lisa
Yeah.
March, Mrs. Peace is the name of the brand. She's an amazing student. She is actually and currently selling in Whole Foods. And she's having a great success, but not only her, we have, for example, a writer that has become international. We have many food businesses, artisans businesses, tech and digital businesses that are having a great growth on their own industries. And something I wanted to mention is that we're very proud of mentioning this, is that we are a community of entrepreneurs that help each other 24/7. And if you need any help to develop anything regarding to your business, or if you need support in any issue or challenges that you have with your business, there is always someone that can help you at Sunshine. After the CBA, after you graduate from the CBA, you have access to all Sunshine Enterprises services and opportunities, not only the coaching and the financial, the capital access and the financial advice, but also you have access to workshops, you have access to very fun events like the movie night. We have a movie night where we analyze, we watch movie, related with the topic related to business. We analyze it, we comment, we have fun, we have the business simulations, we have workshops, we have participation, we fund places or tables at several pop-ups and vending opportunities. And we have many things, many cool things coming up. We're gonna start our community business platform for alumni, and in order to strengthen our relations and our ability and capacity to work together and stay connected, to network in a more efficient way in order to become stronger in our businesses. So feel free to apply for the next CBA. Feel free to email us with any sort of question. I will be sending more information, more detailed information on the CBA and the BAS opportunities. But feel free to let us know if you have any questions. Another question here: do you work with venture capital partners? Most of the classes. Do you want to talk about that, Nadia?
Well, that would be a little bit more with, related with the credit to capital, access. We do have some opportunities. We partner with different organizations, let's put it this way. And so in terms of venture capital partners, we have the relationship with Green Archer Capital, and they have a program where you can apply for funding. And but we don't, there's some agencies that really specialize on venture capital, and but it's not, one of my areas. That would be more for a question with Noel to see what is it that, they have developed. We're constantly looking for, new partnerships to be able to offer, great resources for our students.
Great, thank you, Nadia. And we will come back to you with more information about that too. And any other questions, even if you want to ask in Spanish, that's okay.
Aquí hablamos español. Los tres.
Yes, one of the questions in the chat, and I probably should mention this here, is that we do have a Spanish cohort, and we do have bilingual coaches as well. So we try to offer all the opportunities that we have, both in English and Spanish as well. Okay, so I guess.
Thank you so much, Sunshine team, for all the great resources that you guys talked about today. Just quickly before we conclude here, I want to invite everyone on the call to our next up and coming webinar. It's a part of our marketing little mini series that we have going on. This one's going to be covering the topic of creating a professional website for those that don't have one yet or are looking to upgrade their website a little bit. It's going to be led by subject matter expert Fernando Velasquez from Launch 35. Very knowledgeable individual, and I'm very excited to hear what he has in store for us. So this webinar is going to be at no cost, and I can drop the link to register in the chat real quick. Let me see, I put in there. Alrighty, so the link is now in the chat. Feel free to register. You could also find this by following us on Eventbrite, as well as all our social media platforms. We'll be posting it regularly in case you want to share it with your following. Next slide, please. And if you have any more questions about the Cook County Small Business Source or any other resources that we have at the IHCC, feel free to give us a call or reach out to any of our team members on the screen or scanning that QR code to learn more or to schedule a one-on-one counseling session to get your business started or grow. Thank you so much for joining us today, and hope everyone has a great rest of their day.
Thank you IHCC, Uriel, Michael, thank you everyone for listening.